Hello and welcome to the F1 Rearview review of the new F1 2020 game by Codemasters. The 10th entry into Codemasters Racing Series brings a lot of new features to the game, and today we're going to be taking a look at what makes this game good and what also holds it back, to ultimately tell you, should you buy F1 2020? F1 2020 introduces a plethora of new and exciting features. Arguably the biggest, however, is the game's new My Team mode, which allows users to drive and manage their own 11th team on the Formula 1 grid. I love this addition, and this is something we've wanted from Codemasters for a long time, and the implementation of this works very well, with the ability to choose a name, title sponsor, engine provider, and of course, second driver from a range of available Formula 2 talents. Racing, although challenging, adds a new dynamic to the game where you don't mind being the backmarker for a couple of races, as you strive to move forward and develop your team into really getting into the title fight, Mercedes and the like. Whilst the addition is very welcome, there are a few drawbacks that weren't glaringly obvious from the original advertisement and promotion of F1 2020. First and foremost is the Podium Pass. Although unavailable in pre-release versions, it is designed to implement a Fortnite-style Battle Pass system to unlock new liveries and other cosmetic items. The more you play, the more you unlock. However, quite expectantly from a game in 2020, there is also an option to purchase a VIP mode, which allows you to gain access to extra special cosmetic content. This is a real drawback for me, as I hate the idea of being limited by my wallet on how great I can make my team look, with the basic and preloaded liveries looking okay at best. The driving in this year's game sees an improvement over last year, especially if you're driving with a controller. I've been using an Xbox One controller for all of my gameplay so far and haven't found too many drawbacks at all. Tyres in this year's game are crucial to your performance, and making sure you have them at the right temperature after your formation lap will really impact your start. If you have ice cold tyres, you aren't going to be getting anywhere fast. The AI are much racier and competitive this year, going for much more daring and realistic moves, making your immersion in the game that little bit more enjoyable, especially if you're fighting from the back in the My Team mode. The base career mode is still in the game as well, with a whole range of new features coming its way too. When starting a career mode, you once again will have the option to compete in Formula 2 before entering into Formula 1, just like you did last year. However, this time you can choose to take part in an entire Formula 2 season, rather than just the 3 handpicked scenarios we got last year. Gone are your F2 rivals, with real F2 drivers now able to make the jump up into Formula 1 as real life drivers leave the sport and retire. The selection of classic cars in this game also sees a very welcome addition, as those with the Schumacher edition will be able to get a whole load of lovely classic Schumi cars. With previous versions we've had the invitational events in career mode. These now have a purpose, giving the driver a claim and cash to make partaking in them more worthwhile to help development of their team. It's nice to see the addition of F1 Digital's own Will Buxton in the game, to even more add to the immersion of being in the real life F1 paddock, even if it is unfortunately short-lived, with Claire returning once you get back to the track action to interview you in the pit lane. F1 2020 also sees a range of bugs and glitches in the game that are always expected from a new launch. Let's just hope they get patched out and removed before release or not too long after. One of the most glaring issues that I have come across being the inability to access the customization and finance history panels in the My Team mode was playing on a 16 or 10 race calendar. 2 fairly important panels to access in that mode. All in all, F1 2020 is a great game and a great addition to the Formula 1 collection. Whilst the implementation of microtransactions is frustrating, it unfortunately wouldn't really be a 2020 game without them. However, the new racing mechanics, artificial intelligence and the new My Team career mode makes this game extremely fun and definitely one to pick up if you love Formula 1, racing games and even management sims. Let's just hope those bugs get ironed out. Overall, I would give this game a solid 8 out of 10. I've been Tom from the F1 Rearview, and until next time, goodbye.